in here before conference play. They're going to try to be as aggressive as they possibly can and really come with no fear. And they just also want to win out of system. One of their strengths has been their serving and passing, but they've also needed to work really hard on trying to do a good job on out-of-system attacks.
Well, here's Jake Reed right off the bat here, 18th in the nation in aces per set. Had 6 aces last Saturday against Merrimack. First attack from the middle there by Casey Cluett for the Sharks. Now here's Van Buren over the double block attempts. From the back row, there's Spencer with his first attack. There's Daniel Fabakovic, who's having a terrific start to his first year at the collegiate level. They go back to him here, got the hands of the block, and then down in front of Winehouse. And so a good rally to begin things here, and the first point comes from Daniel Fabakovic.
Both teams really want to kind of end their non-conference on a strong note. Ramblers want to do a good job of defending home here into this homestand.
Reed with another serve. And Petra Shinovic, the former Rambler who played only 3 matches last year as a freshman here in Rogers Park. He picks up the kill here for the Sharks.
Coach Hawks knew that Petra Shinovic was probably going to get a chance to get some run here. And it's going to come back with a very light and excited attitude to be here back on Chicago.
Serve coming from Roe Horowitz. Tipped by Fabakovic to the floor, played by Cluett. Petra Shinovic, the tip gets blocked. Playable at the net for Spencer. McElligott, played over by Van Buren for a Shark free ball. And a nice power shot from the right side by Spencer, who last weekend only played 4 sets in the 2 matches for the Sharks, but he had 12 kills, 5 digs, 2 blocks, and 2 aces.
You can see it early right now. Spencer's got a live arm. He can get on the ball really well, both from the attacking area and also from serving.
The LIU program was 19-11 last year, and they won the NEC Tournament Championship as Meinhardt picks up the point, side out Ramblers. To finish up on that point, the NEC, though, does not have an automatic bid to the NCAA tournament, so the Sharks didn't play in the NCAAs, but not bad for a second-year program.
No, not at all. Done a really nice job. DeQuim, has done a really good job bringing in, continue to build the program just in general, with the talent and also with the culture.
Oh, and not a clean block there for Dean Meyer and Fabakovic, so LIU regains the lead at 3-2. You can see good job early on here with the Sharks hitting a 375. And Petra Shinovic is back to serve. He's got 1 ace against 5 service errors on the young season. Fabakovic on the serve receive. McElligott feeding Dean Meyer for the termination. Meyer, of course, you look at defensively, his great stats, top 25 in the nation so far this year in blocks per set, but it hit 667 against Merrimack.
Ramblers continue to work on building balance. That's kind of one of the points I have for tonight for the Ramblers is building balance. A lot of it comes from the middle. See Dean Meyer that time with a nice swing. A good set from McElligott.
Parker Van Buren, who had trouble with the service errors against Merrimack, has his first serve lead to an error here as well. So LIU stays in front at 4-3. Casey Cluett, who was 10th in the nation last year in blocks per set, at 1.05. It's a junior from San Marcos, California. Van Buren from the back row.
Again, nice job by McElligott, who's a really athletic setter. He hasn't really shown a lot from an attacking standpoint, but definitely can handle the tight ball really well. That situation for Van Buren came from the fact that the team got set the play earlier.
Service error there. And Ray, you talked about Loyola trying to get more, spread it around a bit more. Yeah. You look at Van Buren, he's 6th in the nation right now in attacks per set. So he's getting a lot of sets. So you might want to see that number actually come down if you spread it around more.
Well, and that's really with Van Buren not playing a match. Last Friday didn't play at all. And it's also had moments where the Ramblers will run to a 6-2. They bring in Truby. So you might see that again here tonight with Truby. The other half of that will be probably Dan Mangan, who's back now from injury.
Free ball here for the Ramblers. McElligott will take the swing. Brian McElligott, the sophomore, picks up his 10th kill of the season.
Did I say McElligott wasn't really offensive? Maybe I was wrong. It's another solid member of the setting core for the Ramblers.
Pop back in the air by Meinhardt. McElligott goes over to Reed, down the line, and off of Spencer, and unplayable. And for the first time today, one of these teams has a 2-point advantage at 7-5 Ramblers.
And one of the other points I had for this match for the Ramblers was serving. Ramblers did a nice job last weekend serving consistently.
And they picked up 11 aces against Merrimack, the third match this season where they've had 11 aces. Reed, the tip, batted around. Nice scramble by the Sharks. McElligott will take his second swing. This time, oh, it is ruled point Ramblers.
Yeah, it looked like a net violation on the swing. McElligott just missed that ball. Again, just so fast with his arm. Had not seen that much before, but we're seeing it tonight. It's great.
So the net violation, LIU making it 8-5 Ramblers. Dumped to the middle. Nicely done by Rowie Horowitz, who started the day 17th in the country in digs, just a freshman.
Horowitz does a nice job running offense for LIU. Pretty consistent with his hands, pretty consistent with his location. That time took matters into his own hands to score.
Levon Moreno back to serve, a 6'3" senior from Cuba. 8 kills, couple of aces on Saturday against Lindenwood. Of course, a member of the same conference as the Ramblers, and there's Jimmy Meinhardt with the kill.
And nice job of connection there from McElligott to Meinhardt. Starting the location for the Ramblers to use the quick to bring in other plays like the Vic. That's the back row attack, and also fast the pin.
Meinhardt 2 for 2 today. Started the day hitting .457. Coming over, almost.
Great scoop.
And LIU gets back within 2 here at 9-7.
Kind of see serving and passing already into play. Ramblers with a couple missed serves, but also some pretty effective ones. Some tight action at the net.
Arthur Swore is serving. He's the reigning NEC Defensive Player of the Week. And off target with that serve to make it 10-7 Ramblers, as Loyola's playing its 5th home game of the season, 2-2. Again, their first 2 home games were against BYU and UCLA. BYU was a tough matchup back and forth. Ramblers were certainly in it. And then the UCLA game, the Bruins may have swept it, but you had a record crowd here in attendance, and it's coming off of 2 games against Stanford and 2 games against Hawaii. So the Ramblers have run the gauntlet in the early season.
Right, it's been a week, but the Ramblers still know that match for BYU was one of those ones that they could have won, maybe even should have won. But it's given them good experience playing against some of the top teams in the country.
Horowitz with the serve. McElligott, the back set to Van Buren. He goes cross court to pick up his 2nd kill of the day, and it's 11-8 Ramblers.
One of the things you'll notice about the Ramblers, when they're in good pass, when McElligott has multiple options, they've done a really nice job putting the ball away.
McElligott did have 46 assists in that 2nd matchup the Ramblers had with Stanford that they lost in 5. Good block by Meyer off the overpass. Right side attack, Petrosinovic tools it off the block. And it's 11-9 Loyola.
Sharks want to establish a lot of their offense tonight through the middle if they possibly can. They feel like they have opportunities where they can use the middle attack and also their back row attack to be effective.
So Petrosinovic is back to serve for the 2nd time today. Sophomore from Serbia, 6'5", transferring from Loyola after last season and put it into the net. So Loyola back in front by 3 here in the early going.
Seen a lot of energy in the matches that we've done so far this year in the first set. Both teams play at a pretty high level. There's lots of good energy. It's really important for the Ramblers to continue to stay at that high level.
Van Buren gets this serve in. Middle, and that's what Ray was talking about. Well, LIU gets a lot of their offense from the middle of the net there, and that was Casey Cluett.
And the irony is that LIU really doesn't run a lot of quick, but they knew that tonight against the Ramblers, they feel like there's some similarities in the offenses where, neither team really used the middles as much, but both teams are using them effectively tonight so far.
Served by Cluett down the line, out of bounds. Loyola maintaining this 2 to 3 point advantage, and we'll see Daniel Fabakovic go back to serve. The true freshman from the Czech Republic is at 2.5 kills per set, hitting almost 23% in the early going. Had 19 kills and 3 blocks in that match against BYU a few weekends ago. McElligott back for Van Buren, his 3rd kill.
And again, you kind of see how the current plays were led up by previous plays. McElligott has been a good job being offensive, setting the quick, then being offensive himself, allowing now for Van Buren to be one on no one back behind to score.
How about this? Loyola's 10 for 14, no errors. LIU 8 for 18, no errors.
Like an NBA game with no defense, huh?
That lands in. Side out LIU at 14 to 11.
Neither team is serving real aggressive serves right now. There's more balls in play than aggressive serving, which leads to pretty solid offense.
LIU starts the day. They are 15th in the country in blocks, and they're 6th in digs. So they play pretty solid defense thus far. Reed off of the block and out of the reach of the LIU scrambling players. And that'll get us to our mid-set timeout with Loyola.
In his second season as the head coach.
As the head coach, right, and it was an assistant the first season.
Was the assistant with Coach Patchell before when the program began, and he's been around some pretty good people, and that's the great thing about men's volleyball, where there are a lot of times where you're able to interact with people just to not only work on your game, but improve the game just in general. And he's done a really nice job at Long Island University.
McElligott into the block. McElligott now will set it for Reed, the left-hand tip. Put in the air by Winehouse, and got the handling error, the palming.
Back row attack.
Back row attack, excuse me.
Yeah, where the libero play the ball.
Got my signal mixed up. That's why I got Ray here to cover up for the mistakes when I make them, which is
rare.
I was going to say fairly often.
Oh, no.
16-12 now. And the Sharks will go back to serve with Levon Moreno.
It's one of the rare times for the Ramblers where they feel like they have pretty good control right now. So the Sharks want to work really hard on trying to force the Ramblers into a timeout if they can here.
Only one attack error so far between the two teams. Van Buren from the back row, suspended in, so kind of like suspended animation there for Parker Van Buren in midair.
Wow.
As he makes that swing.
So normally for your back row attack, especially from your right side, they're usually from the right side of the court. Now the Ramblers have dabbled with this a little bit here and there, putting Van Buren on the bick in these situations. It's just nice to see him again with that.
McElligott with the serve. And that goes over the basket and into the stands. And so it'll be point LIU. Big swing by Calais Spencer, sophomore from Maui. 2.43 kills per set, hitting at 178 so far in the season. And now back to serve for the Sharks is Arthur Swore, graduate student from Switzerland. Van Buren into the block and denied cleanly by Cluett and Horowitz. 17-14 now, and a second serve upcoming for Swore, who played 3 seasons at Charleston in West Virginia before now this being his second season with LIU. Down to get it was Oakley. Van Buren, cross court, and another kill. Parker Van Buren 5 for 7.
Yeah, cross court, high, hard, sharp, just really physical. One of the things I see, with coaching hat on, I think the level of competition in the practice gym for the Ramblers is helping them on the competitive court. There are very few positions right now that are owned and locked in by one particular person. So you need to make sure you play at a high level, or you're going to have the next Rambler up. And that's pretty cool to see.
Yeah, with John Hawks in his second season, he's carrying a very large roster right now. So there's a lot of competition for positions, and we've seen it so far here in the early season. Oakley He'll set Van Buren.
Uh-oh. We have an injury.
Petrosinovich is back up quickly. He's all right. And that's point Loyola.
I think the blocking group there, Petrosinovich and Kluit got together, tangled up.
So 19-15 Loyola, and Jimmy Meinhardt will go back to serve. Meinhardt was second team All-MIVA last year. He's 14th in the country in blocks per set. Meyer blocking it back. Now Meyer for McElligott. Back for Van Buren. Good single block there by Spencer. Now the double block against Van Buren. Doing a good job there against Parker. Right side, and Petrosinovich showing no ill effects from being tangled up a moment ago.
Yeah, I'm gonna see it. I'm looking more at Kluit right now, kind of grimacing here and there. We'll see if he's going to be able to stay fit for this end of this set.
Vanya Petrosinovich will go back to serve now. He's got a team high 5 kills. He's 5 for 6. It's 8:33 for the Sharks. Fabakovic tracking that before the swing. Spencer. McElligott goes quick from Meyer. Knocked over by the libero Winehouse. Check that. That's Nunez in there right now. Nunez will set it. Moreno got blocked by Meyer.
Seeing the Rambler block come more into play as matches have progressed this year.
The first block point of the match for the Ramblers. They're at 2 blocks a set this season, which puts them 18th in the nation. But last year, of course, they were 3rd at over 2.6 blocks per frame. The back set. Spencer got it blocked again, and there's back-to-back block points, and Meyer involved.
And a lot of times, players try to do it with their actions opposed to their words. And he's doing a pretty good job with it so far, and a proving job with it.
Great job by our crew having that Van Buren highlight reel ready to go. It's unfortunately now Parker with the service error, so it's 21-17. It'll be LIU on the serve, and checking in is Gio Collazo, who was the team MVP, is voted by the team last year. It led the team in digs. Played in all 27 matches that or 27 of the 30 matches that they had.
If you've seen him in the past, he's worn the libero jersey. Got some run out against Pepperdine earlier in the season. That's an outside hitter.
Junior from San Juan, Puerto Rico. Gallagher, Fabakovic, and up over the back row off the block. 22-17 Ramblers.
I think it's really important for the people to understand you've got a new setter in for the Ramblers who's played, started the season, been back and forth, but to still have the offense look like it does and, just to play at a high level like that's really impressive. And I feel if you added other setters for the Ramblers, I think it's going to be the same thing.
Over the last 2 matches, Ramblers have hit 472 and 407 respectively, and they're at 538 today as Oakley. We've seen, in the couple of games I've been here for, it's the second time that Matt Oakley has been drilled.
Yeah.
And he's tough.
For the old volleyball fans who were there's the BYU skit. If you can shout out to me, let me remember that whole thing. That poor guy got drilled every single time. I feel poor Oakley
I know what
in
you're
that neighborhood right now.
I know what you're talking about. It's a good call back there. D. Meyer from the middle. 23-18.
But impressed with Oakley's just willingness, ability to come back and keep fighting. Gets knocked down, gets right back up. And it helps the Ramblers, it helps the team. Just to see the fighting guys right now, you can see little plays where they're continuing to battle through. There are not many clean swings for LIU.
Cooper Evans, service error, 23-19. It's the 6th service error already for the Ramblers. LIU has 4. Neither team has an ace.
Again, you see Evans up in the lineup tonight as a serving specialist as Anderson's down. So Ramblers continue to step up.
Moreno the serve for the Sharks. McElligott Van Buren, and Parker Van Buren, his 7th kill, 7 for 10 with 1 error and 2 blocks, 2 digs and 1 block here in the first set, and it's set point Loyola.
If Coach Hawks had his offensive coordinator hat on, he'd have drawn up a really nice job on this first set. Established the quick, done a really nice job. Now get your back pin, your overhead set available with 1-on-1 or 1-on-nobody.
Keeping things alive is Calais Spencer with his 4th kill the first set, 24-20.
See if Gallagher can end the set like he did, start with the quick, or will he go to Van Buren on the outside to win it?
Serving is Arthur Swore. Oh, touched by Reed. May have been going long, and that will go on the board as the first ace of the day for either team.
I think Coach Hawks will let his guys play through here in this situation. There's another point scored by LIU. He might call a timeout.
That'll do it. 25-21, Loyola will take the first set. They hit 571 in the first set.
Little runs by the Ramblers led to the first set victory. And so, again, like you're saying, if LIU is thinking right now on their sideline, like, hey, you know what? We've done a real nice job. If we can stay at this level, we can probably end up here at the break tied up at 1-1. Ramblers are thinking the exact same thing as far as being able to play at a high level, go up 2-0, and continue to build. Again, as both teams are looking to get better as they get ready for conference play.
Tomorrow, the Ramblers are right back here to take on George Mason, the number 16 team of the country. They're playing at Lewis right now, and Lewis has taken the first set. Of course, Lewis, they're ranked number 12. They took the first set from the Patriots, 25-22. So, as you see, Lewis and Loyola swap opponents very often, or just about all the time, basically. As Loyola gets the first point of the second set, Jimmy Meinhardt.
Yeah, it's a real nice setup for teams if they want to get 2 good matches in a really, close area. You want to play Loyola and Lewis, and it's great for us to be able to see quality teams throughout the season.
Jake Reed the serve. Serve received by Koyazo. Petrusinovic over the block. McElligott sets it back row for Reed. And slipping and not able to get back there in time was the libero Nunez. Nope, this time Winehouse. 0 for 2 there. And it's 2-0 Ramblers. See
the build from the Rambler offense. Again, start with the quick, go fast to the pin, use now the Bic, hopefully with 1-on-nobody in those situations.
And that's tooled off the block by Petrusinovic, who in his return to Rogers Park is 6 for 8. So he's showing off some of his stuff here today.
Definitely having a solid match, doing a real nice job for the Sharks.
So Vanya is back to serve. McElligott goes back for Van Buren. It'll tip at the net. Pushed over by Koyazo. Back row attack, Reed out of bounds.
You see Koyazo now comes in to play in the front row. Will have an energy and for sure have an impact.
Tying us up here at 2, so back-to-back points. See LIU overall, 14 kills, hitting .344, and they are losing the Diggs battle, though, 12-8 to Loyola. Fabakovic, nice play by Nunez. Those 2 liberos quickly go in and out for each other. Van Buren off of the hands of Koyazo, and Van Buren picks up his 8th kill.
Yeah, you see teams can have the 2 libero system on the men's side. The Ramblers had that in years past.
3-2 Ramblers, served by Meinhardt. Nice tap back there by Horovitz to set up the point.
Again, Sharks still playing at a high level, doing a nice job inside out. They're looking to find a way to be able to kind of increase their lead or get a lead, excuse me, early on block and defense.
Of course, LIU, Long Island University, the merging together of a couple of different schools a couple of years ago, as Dean Meyer at the middle of the net to make it 4-3. Of course, it used to be LIU Brooklyn and LIU Post.
What about Southampton? Were they a part of that at all? Do you know?
I don't think so, but don't quote me.
Okay.
And of course, they brought Post and LIU Brooklyn together. This LIU is in Brooklyn, where they kept the campus, kind of converged all the athletics programs, and in the process, started up a men's volleyball program, as that'll go to Loyola to make it 6-3.
It's a nice long toss that time by Horowitz. Ball was a little tight. Palazzo tried to take the ball off the block. That time missed the hands and hit the net out of bounds.
You remember the nickname, the mascot of the former LIU Brooklyn, what they were?
I do not.
The Blackbirds.
Okay.
But now they're the Sharks.
Nice scoop.
A defensive play by Horowitz. McElligott, Meyer, and right down the middle again. Dean Meyer, his 4th kill. He's 4 for 5.
Yeah, and Coach Hawk's got to be happy. Production from the quick. Talk to him a little bit about, numbers, metrics to see milestones would be positive. And if both middles, our other middles can get 8 to 10 to 12 sets per match, he feels pretty good about it.
Service error. So it's 6-4.
The middles are getting more volume. They get more opportunity to score. And again, it leads to the quick. Leads to the BIC. Leads to one-on-one situations on the pins.
Serving is Spencer. That went long. LIU did have some leads in the first set. 2-1, 3-2, 4-3, 5-4. But after Loyola took a 6-5 lead, they never gave up a tie, or of course giving the lead back to the Sharks on that occasion and that set. Now Loyola has led the entirety of the second. Babakovic goes long on the serve, 7-5.
And as LIU continues to build their program, they're going to take little things. They had a win last year against George Mason, if I remember correctly. And then this
year,
they
beat the #1 seed in the NEC tournament, of course, in St. Francis, to win that tournament on their home floor.
It's a massive win against Coach Rumbaugh. Then taking a set from Pepperdine out in Malibu.
Collazo with the serve. Reed into the block. The combination of Swore and Horowitz. And LIU, a nice answer here to get back within one. Their second block point of the evening.
Again, just with teams as they go out throughout the year, the first set always has an energy to it, and then as you get into the match, being able to play at a consistent level.
Collazo, he's got 3 aces on the year in 16 sets played. Well, this actually is his 14th set. See Long Island with the 1 ace and 7 errors on the serve. Ramblers have no aces with 8 errors. Oh, something was off there. Reed, nice play, but LIU in the net.
Good finish to the Ramblers for a play that had a little bit of chaos to it. Both sides, you saw the free ball that came over.
Oh, that's actually down there for Reed.
Mm-hmm. And
Horowitz sets up Petrusinovic, blocked, triple block there by the Ramblers. McElligott.
Goodness.
Oh, yikes. And that'll lead to a timeout called by...
If you want to be good, you got to play against good teams. For me, the best, got to play against the best teams. And Coach Hawks, that's what he does. And gets his guys experience. And the fun part is that a lot of Ramblers have had a chance to get experience.
Miss hit there, making it 11-6. Loyola, yeah, I mean, there's been a couple of injuries and things like, things like that have had players out of the lineup, but also the ability to... There was a lot of games played to start the year with the 2 in Hawaii in 3 days. Then he went to Stanford and played back-to-back there. So you kind of had to go deep in the bench.
See back-to-back attack line violations right now from LIU.
And then, last weekend, Kentucky State, just the state of that program. Loyola had the ability to sort of play the bench.
Yeah, without a doubt.
And there's going to be a challenge here from Kai Duquem on the back row attack violation.
Right. See, the Sharks right now are making a challenge. One of their 3 challenges allowed.
Yep.
You're allowed to challenge touches, balls in or out, net violations, attack line violations, which that's what we're looking at right now,
Yep.
and then also serving line violations. If you make a challenge and win the challenge, you have to keep the challenge. Then the maximum number you're allowed to have is 3. So if we get to a 5th set, then they're able to get another challenge back.
Well, pretty quick. And it looked like from this vantage point on our replay that the foot was on the line before launching there on the back row attack. So the call stands. So LIU is down to 2 challenges on the evening, and the Ramblers lead 12-6 on a 5-point run here in the second set. Petrosinovich into the block and out of bounds. Point LIU.
Petrosinovich does a nice job with his swing. Continues to attack the balls off the block and playing at a high level.
Arthur Swore will go back to serve. Both of his parents played for the Swiss national team. The native of Switzerland, of course. Van Buren from the middle back row, 13-7.
Just impressive. And for teams, you know, it's one of those things where a player who's on the floor is going to have to identify that and see the approach pattern for someone like Van Buren. Is he going to attack the ball out of the middle of the court, out of the back row, on the right side? That's where you usually see that action.
It's 9 kills now for Van Buren with only 1 error. And there's the first ace of the match for the Ramblers. And it comes from Ryan McElligott, his 5th ace of the season. And we see a defensive change now for LIU as Chase Selahowski is coming on, a redshirt sophomore from Germantown, Wisconsin, a transfer from Lewis.
Yes, indeed.
Played for the Flyers last year.
Couple transfers here for the Sharks.
Petrosinovich. Well, that goes up over the ring and right to me.
There you go. All right. Well, 15-7 right now for the Ramblers as we get Scott back on set here.
You know, the ball technically was still playable for the player coming over here, and I could have let it go, but I didn't want to let it hit my head.
No, you did a good job. And I'm sorry I didn't reach over through you to get that.
You knew I had it the whole time.
Indeed. Yep.
The best part about it is that I kept broadcasting without my headset on. And nobody could hear me.
There it is. See, I was reaching a little bit.
Ooh, I almost lost it, too.
Yeah, my long arms helped a little bit, but not enough. Sorry.
Good look at the bald spot forming on the top of my head. Thank you very much.
Sign of maturity.
All right, I got to get caught up here. It's now 16-8 with that service error as Loyola doubling up on LIU.
See if Reed can go on a serving run like he has in the past for the Ramblers. Try to extend the lead and force the Sharks into another timeout.
Into the net, Spencer was blocked. Now Spencer again cuts it by the block. Nice shot by Calais Spencer. The reason why Ray wanted to highlight him to start today's broadcast.
Spencer's done he's got the physical tools, so he can go up there and attack the ball with pretty good energy. Now he's going to continue to work on his range, his volleyball IQ, similar to Van Buren for the Ramblers as an opposite player.
Served by Petrosinovich. The back set for Van Buren. Double figures already for Parker with 10 kills. Of course, he's already had a couple of 20-plus kill matches this season.
But tonight's a night where it falls in line with the offense. It doesn't feel like he has to make the play. I thought McGilligan did a really good job at the end of the set finding Van Buren, and he found him in a lot of one-on-one and a couple of times one-on-no-one situations.
Horovitz over for the tip for Selahowski. Van Buren.
And net air that time to pull it.
18-9 Ramblers. Loyola still hitting well above 500, 548 for the match. LIU at 227 now. LIU is at 0 in the second set. Ramblers at 467. And they pick up their third block of the day. Served by Meinhardt. Set was off target there, but LIU a chance to reset. Put over by Selahowski. To the floor went McElligott. Fabakovic off the block and out of the reach of the diving Petrosinovic.
Yes, middles. It's really important that you also know how to do things like set the ball, play defense. You see Meinhardt now with back-to-back opportunities on the ball that was dug by McElligott. The person has to step in, and this time it's going to be the middle and left back stepping in to set the ball. Did a nice job.
It's the first time we're going to see really talented redshirt freshman Miller Truby on the floor for the Ramblers. Hitting 288, 1.13 kills per set. Selahowski with the swing. Fabakovic off 1 foot. Setting here is Jack Sarnowski, a transfer from King in Tennessee. And there's Dean Meyer with his 5th kill. One of those middles. He and Meinhardt have combined for 8 terminations with no errors on 13 attacks.
Yeah, Sarnowski has a lot of experience playing at King. Gives depth through LIU.
He had 2,163 assists over 4 seasons in 62 matches. That's out of bounds. 22-9 Ramblers.
Yeah, the offense rolls now for the Ramblers. Saw the quick in the last ball, the play before from Meyer getting a bounce on the swing. Now back row with Reed, who doesn't get a lot out of the back row, but has done a nice job. Continue to improve on the back row attack.
Sarnowski will set it for Spencer. Nice shot, rolling it over the block attempt at 22-10.
Coach Duquem had a feeling that if Petrosinovic was going to get in, he was going to be a serving target for the Ramblers, and he's seen that. And has done a solid job handling it so far.
Serving here is Casey Cluett. And picks up the ace.
His second, right?
His first team's second.
Oh, that's right. Soar had it, I think, the last time.
Cluett's mother, Sherry, was a standout in the ACC, played at both Syracuse and Florida State. Back set, Truby, the swing, and Miller Truby picks up his first kill of the day.
Van Buren gets subbed out with 11 kills. So that's over 5 kills a set.
Yep.
And you can bring in Truby and can still continue to be and go at a high level.
I say it's his first. It's actually his second already here for Truby.
And just a wicked serve. Got it.
And it's set point Ramblers.
Sorry, force a habit there, calling for a ball.
Ramblers won the first set 25-21. Now looking for a 25-11 victory in this second frame. Truby the serve. Ooh. About 10 feet too far.
I think the Truby Van Buren problem is a good one to have if you're the Ramblers. I think Coach Hawk's trying to do a good job of finding ways to get Truby in there, especially playing at a high level.
I like that turtle tattoo that Calais Spencer has. I assume that's a turtle. Truby will win it. So Truby comes in, plays the last few moments.
How nice it is to see where, you know, if you have a multiple quarterback system, a lot of time one quarterback's a certain way, another one's a different way. And so the same way goes for your setters. And to see McElligott run the offense in the square and do it at such a high level and also help his cause by being offensive. He's done a really nice job.
Get you his numbers here in a moment as LIU will pick up the first point of the third set. McElligott has 25 assists. He's got 4 kills on 5 attacks. He's also added an ace and 5 digs. Oakley on the serve receive. McElligott will feed it off to Fabakovic. And Daniel Fabakovic has his 4th kill. He's hitting .500 as the Ramblers as a team, I think now are up above .600 with their hitting percentage. I say that because I can't do the math quickly in my head, so I just wait for the stat to update in front of me. Fabakovic, 596, so almost 600. As LIU retakes the lead 2-1.
See the Ramblers keep Truby in for the start of this 3rd set. Allow him to get some action, really with kind of quote-unquote his setter. Like you have your pitchers and catchers, so they match up sometimes.
Yeah.
McElligott and Truby work together so far.
Ramblers out of system. Fabakovic doesn't matter.
I like that swing from Fabakovic.
Truby making the set across the court. And now he goes back to serve.
Again, if you're a young player, you see a ball, you played up high in the air. If you're going to miss, you can miss inside. Allow your teammates to go up there and try to attack the ball, and that's what happened that time.
Truby, when he comes in, he makes an impact immediately. It's just instantaneously. He had 3 kills at the end of the 2nd set, and now we see him with an ace.
Ramblers have Schobel, Anderson, Truby, McElligott, all lefties attacking from area 5, kind of the left side of the court, attacking the ball back across the court. That time handled by Winehouse pretty well.
Back row attack by Selahowski.
Right.
And there's McElligott with his 5th kill on 6 attacks. He's having an all-around game today.
I would say he's watching Schobel. He might be watching Bregorum from the fall. Dude.
Talented. I was going to say offensive setters. Of course, setting is part of the offense, but I think meaning second contact offensive setters.
And then you see this serve by Truby now going down the line.
And that's a kill for Cully Spencer, who's picked up a team-high 9 now.
And again, if you're in service patterns, seeing a lefty is going to be unique for you anyway. Like I told you, I mentioned all the Ramblers who are lefties. So in their gym, it's not necessarily an uncommon thing. But then to see it with variety and with pace.
Arthur Swore with the serve. Back row attack, Truby. Sarnowski, Truby down for it. Fabakovic takes something off. Sarnowski now sets it for Petrusinovic, who had it blocked by McElligott and Meyer, and then Meyer with the solo stuff for the points.
I think Meyer makes up for the fact that he ran in front of McElligott to set that ball early in the rally. We know middles you want to set. We know you do.
His 3rd total block of the night for Dean Meyer. The 5th time he's done that, 3 or more this season in a game. In a match, I should say, not just a single set or game. And that is Cully Spencer once again. What do you like from him, from what you've seen here up close and personal?
Spencer's just done a good job managing situations. You know, in this 3rd set particularly, he stepped up and had a really good swing to start the set. Down the line, that was 1-0, and now has helped himself out.
Sarnowski the serve. Truby down the line. Saw him go cross court the last time, and now he goes straight down the line in this other occasion.
Nice job by McElligott to make Truby stretch on that ball. And stretch meaning like forcing the set a little bit tighter, so when he's able to jump and attack, he's going to use his full jump to help his cause.
So battle at the net, won by LIU. Reed into the block, back for Reed. McElligott feeds Truby again. Just adjusting with where the ball was. It had enough hang time and enough length, really, to make this play here.
Right, and again, this is another situation where you really feel like the Ramblers have control. A lot of their touches are positive touches, doing some really good things. Even when there's chaos, they're able to manage it pretty well.
Truby already has 5 kills. He came in for the final 5 to 10 points of the 2nd set.
So you think on your right side of the court, right, you've got 5 kills from Truby, 11 from Van Buren. McElligott also throws another 5 in there as well. I mean, so the right side of the court is giving you that much offensive production with very little error. I count 1 error from those guys.
Ramblers only have 3 attack errors all night, as that is a 9th service error for LIU.
Reed's got 2 of them, and you know he's with a cool 300 right now, attacking. And Reed's strengths are really passing the ball, serving it.
Delegate the serve. Trading the errors back and forth now. 8-6 Loyola. They won the first set 25-21. LIU did have a couple of brief 1-point leads early in the set. Loyola led the entire way in the second. Ended up winning it 25-12 and looking for their 3rd consecutive sweep here at home. Reed gets it to McElligott, who feeds it to Meinhardt.
Again, just a really good job of work from the Ramblers this week, working on their quick attack. The setter-hitter connection is really important, and the location's really important. You know, the middle's got to do a good job of put themselves in a good spot where they can get set, and the setters have to do a good job of locating the ball.
And misplayed by LIU. They can't return it. 10-6.
And unfortunately, that's the other side, and that's the difference you see for LIU as they make a substitution.
Seamus Flynn will come on for the first time, a 6'5" true freshman from Dana Point, California. Has played in 3 sets over 2 matches so far.
Flynn's just a true athlete. Hasn't been playing volleyball for a long time.
Spencer had to adjust as that pass was coming.
See a net error that time.
That error on the Ramblers. And so it's 10-7. Kyle Spencer, who has 11 kills, 364, and 2 digs today. Ooh. Whizzes that ace off of Oakley.
That's a serve seen on video of Spencer. Has those moments where he can dial it up and go for it. And again, for LIU, really they have no worries. Just go for it right now and continue to play at a high level. And you've seen that approach here so far in this 3rd set.
It's his 4th ace in the season. McElligott, Fabakovic blocked, hit in the air by Oakley. Long back set by McElligott to Fabakovic. Not able to keep it up off the floor was Nunez. Point Ramblers.
Love the communication from McElligott at that time. He knew he could get there, use his hands to play the ball. Called off, I may have been Truby in that situation. So then Truby can go be a hitter, but instead he tosses the ball overhead in that spot, back to the outside. And the Ramblers are allowed to score the point, or able to score the point.
Jimmy Meinhardt is serving. 5 kills, 556 today with 2 digs. And throwing that one out of bounds was Selahowski with no Rambler touch.
So the excitement from Truby that you see there is the fact that there's a triple block set up by the Ramblers. Thought there was going to be a play where he's going to get the ball played into his hands out of bounds. He pulled his hands down, and it ended up being an error for the Sharks. Pretty heady play.
So it's 12-9. And Selahowski will go back to serve. 7 matches played last year for the Flyers. Was a redshirt the year prior to that with an ankle injury. So his 3rd year at the collegiate level. And this time Loyola called for the net violation.
You know, at that time trying to set the ball, ends up either being in the net or being a little bit under.
So it's 12-10. LIU keeping it close here in the 3rd, as they'll go on to play Lewis tomorrow. While Lewis right now is battling George Mason. George Mason comes here to Gentile Arena tomorrow night. Ray and I will be back with you here 5 o'clock Central Time on ESPN. Fabakovic making it 13-10.
But another positive for the Ramblers. You haven't seen a lot of runs from LIU. 3.4-point runs. Birdie.
And back up by 4.
Truby with another ace. Steps in and just gets good contact with the ball, hits the net, dribbles down for the ace.
He's got 12 aces now in the season, and this is his 26th set of the year.
Yeah.
And another one for Miller Truby.
Gonna see either, it might be timeout here.
It's a timeout without it being called by LIU, so they're happy with that. 15-10 Ramblers have the lead here.
I mean, okay, I'll take the blame for that. That's fine. But just, you know, McElligott will come there and hopefully help him out and set him on the back row ball at some point too.
Flynn the serve. Oakley directs it to McElligott, and the quick for Meyer, like clockwork, and the point Loyola.
You would think for Ramblers, with the size of the middles and the players that they have, they'd attack the ball high over. But what they're doing right now is attacking the ball in spaces around the block. Again, the spacing's really important for middle attackers, for any hitter for that matter, but especially for the middles on a faster tempo set.
Fabakovic the serve. Sarnowski, he sets an LIU middle attack for Casey Kluin.
Kluin comes back in.
Excuse me.
Talked about how LIU wanted to establish the quick or attack out of the middle a lot tonight. You saw it early in the first set. You really have not seen a lot since the early part of that first set.
Sarnowski to serve. Truby. And net violation by LIU.
Yeah, looks like Petrosinovic was in the net. A little low in the set that time for Truby, but did a nice job of making the ball better.
Dean Meyer.
Sorry about that.
Oh, excuse me, Ray. I was going to say Dean Meyer serving, 5 kills, 833 with 3 blocks today. Off the hands of the block, out of the reach of Fabakovic. Another point for Kluit.
Solid touch by Meinhardt on the quick attack from LIU. In the middles, I didn't want to jinx it like you said before, but the middles have done, for the Ramblers, done a nice job serving tonight. Both middles for the Ramblers, Meinhardt and Meyer, serve jump floaters. Those have been positive serves and also have led to serving runs.
You know that I don't actually believe in the jinxes. It's just I know that's people at home are saying, you know.
Well, I know.
That we jinxed them.
And that's fine. Whoa.
Truby, and that's heading towards the stands. Petrosinovic, well, tried to soccer it alive. And got to be careful, though. He almost kicked it in someone's face in the stands.
All right. Truby shows respect.
Into the match now, we're going to see Colton Brooks for the Ramblers, the 5th-year senior. He replaces Jake Reed.
Brooks was down last week. Gets a chance now to continue to show the depth of the Ramblers.
He hasn't played in the last 4 matches. We know that he can be a potent member of the offense as well. Fabakovic and McElligott almost come together there, then Brooks doesn't get enough on that for the attack error. But Brooks, even, you know, last year Brooks had 5 matches of double-figure kills, averaged 2.4 a set, and hit 27%. And this is his 64th career match as a Rambler now, over 200 sets played.
And there's just a lot of depth now for Loyola.
Gets out of the way there for the service error for LIU to make it 19-14. And now Colton will get a chance to serve.
Earlier in this set, to start off this set, is where Spencer had a good swing.
Oh, knocked over by McElligott. And then the block. Ramblers in the net, though, with Truby and or Meinhardt.
Yeah, I think it's Truby that time. Knew he just missed it. But again, you see kind of the work of the Ramblers. There are not many clean kills you've seen from LIU all night long. Loyola's done a good job touching everything. That time, Loyola did a nice job of letting that serve from Spencer go out of bounds. Spencer on that last run had an ace. See subs now for LIU. Alexander comes in. As the opposite.
Cooper Evans will serve. Ramblers looking to finish off their 3rd straight sweep here at Gentile Arena before welcoming in George Mason tomorrow. Kept alive by McElligott, Evans, and then played over by Fabakovic. McElligott sets Truby. Petrosinovic to the net and out of bounds. Point LIU.
Yeah, that ball was set tight. Truby took that ball. Good. Try to take that ball and funnel it back in the middle of the court. Just missed it. Ended up being a point to the Sharks.
Truby off the block. Nice backup by Eddie Alexander. And then missing it is Flynn, 21-16 Ramblers.
Again, the Ramblers continue to do a nice job. Klein now has come in for the Ramblers to get some run on the front row.
What do you think the future is going to be like for this LIU program?
Well, I think
So we got a timeout called.
they have pieces, you know, and we've seen, it's kind of a storyline we've seen right now where it's a storied program. So, so much has gone on, but the core of your group right now are underclassmen.
Truby the serve. That goes off the scoreboard ring. Down, playable, heading out of bounds at Point Loyola. First time we've seen the, we call it the space ring, actually. Okay. Scoreboard space ring up there, but it's the first time today that it's come into play. It basically comes into play at least 2 to 3 times a match, right?
At this level, yes, without a doubt.
It's not that high up in the air, of course. No. There it is. No. They've added the stats to it this season, a nice addition to get those up in the middle. It's also on the big screens on the left and the right. Also have the stats for the fans here, so multiple ways to track everything in the building.
If you come to a match here, I mean, the visuals are really, really impressive. The 4K cameras and just the boards are so clean. Now we're happy that you're listening to us today, because I think that part's fun too.
Petrosinovic picks up the kill. He's up to 7 now. It's 22-17.
So Jens is now in for the Ramblers from the outside. So you've got 2 new left sides. Pretty much everything's new except for your libero and setter for the Ramblers.
Arthur Swore serving. Oakley to McElligott. And there's Aiden Klein with the kill. The true freshman out of Evanston Township.
Yes, indeed.
That makes Ray very happy.
Yes. E-Town represent. Anytime I get a chance to say that, I've got to say it, you know? Just happy for another wild kid.
Aiden's mom, Megan, graduated right here from Loyola. And that's into the net from Jack Yetz. So 23-18. Again, Ray and I will be back with you tomorrow night. It's a 5 o'clock start against George Mason. So we'll look forward to bring you the action in that one. And then the Ramblers go on the road for a couple next Thursday. And they start the conference season next Thursday at Ball State.
Enjoy this homestand, you know? It's been so much fun.
LIU again tomorrow at Lewis. And then next week, the 31st, midweek, they're home for a match against Dominican. Their conference season begins February 16th when they play St. Francis, the team they beat in the tournament championship game. But before then, they go out to Provo to play BYU a couple of times. So that'll be a good building block for the program, you would think.
Yeah, Coach Duquem has a relationship with the Cougars out there, BYU, being part of that staff before.
All right, it's match point now. Loyola at 24-19. Looking to get that record to 4-5 and get above 500 here at home, where they currently stand at 2-2. Aiden Klein, the serve. Match point. And we'll have at least one more at 24-20. Petrosinovic will serve here. McGalligan, he sets up the winning swing for Colton Brooks. And the Ramblers sweep LIU tonight, 25-21, 25-12, and 25-20 to get that third straight win here at home. All three via the sweep. And a welcome in